This is just going to be a small demonstration on the different types of sampling. So here I have some Skittles that I've laid out, and the first thing I'm going to look at is random sampling. And random sampling is where they all have an equal opportunity of being picked. So if I were to close my eyes and pick a few Skittles out, this would be my random sample. Because they all had an equal chance, I closed my eyes, so it was random, and they all had an equal chance of being picked. The next thing we're going to look at is systematic sampling. Systematic sampling is where I take all my Skittles and I put them into a row. So I'm not really doing any organizing to them, I'm just putting them into rows. I'll just keep it kind of simple. We'll just focus on those ones for right now. And if this was systematic sampling, I would say I'm going to pick every third Skittle. So there's the third one there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I don't have a third one at the bottom. So these ones that I've selected, every third one, down here, these are my sample that I've done through systematic sampling by selecting every third. Stratified sampling. So stratified sampling is where I'm breaking them up into groups. So in this case, I'm going to break them up based by color. Get all of our red ones together. Red, yellow, orange, and green. And now that I've broken them up into color, I'm going to take, say, 25% or a quarter of each group. So this means that if there were more of one color, like we can see there are more red than purple, by taking 25%, I'm going to be taking more red, or more red is going to be represented than purple, but all the colors are going to be represented. So that is stratified sampling. Cluster sampling is very similar because we are going to break them up into groups. So in this case, I've still broken them up by color, but cluster sampling is where I'm going to pick 2 of the 5 colors. So I'm going to say I'm going to only pick red and yellow. So these are going to be my sample out of all my Skittles. So we can see how there is some bias here because I'm not counting any of the other Skittles. I'm only counting these 2 groups. So they're only going to be the only ones represented. Voluntary sampling. So voluntary sampling is going to be a little bit difficult, but if you imagine that I put up a poster asking for people to self-select to be part of the research or the survey, and the green Skittles are the most helpful of the colors, followed by yellow, orange, purple, and then red. So the green ones will be up first because they will definitely be wanting to volunteer, so I will be selecting them, or they will be part of the survey. Then I'll get some few yellows because they're also helpful. And then the other ones, they're not very helpful, so they're not going to be picked. So that is voluntary sampling. So I can only use whoever has shown up or whoever has volunteered, which is these helpful colors down here. Obviously, they're not very volunteering, but you get the idea. And finally, convenience sampling. Convenience sampling is the easiest or basically the most convenient. So I'm just going to, my hands here, I'm just going to pick all the ones that are close to me because those are convenient. In this case, they're all close to me, so I'm going to take them all. But that is convenient sampling. You're basically doing the easiest thing. You're choosing the easiest options. And those are just basically a visualization of the different sampling techniques.